far as I remember, I've always been painting. I come from quite an artist family. My grandmother was a painter in Morocco. I guess she passed this on to me as I lived there a lot when I was a kid. I didn't really enjoy going to art school, though. I ended up stopping art school and going to study sociology. And I guess this combination really brought something, studying every morning in the library and then going to work to paint every afternoon. I was always interested in people my whole life. I was stared at people. I was really interested in the whole history behind faces, and also it's such a meditation. You go to your studio on your own, and you don't even realize that you're alone. There's so much going on, but at the same time you're so concentrated, and there's so much happening. And for me, painting is really just giving me this time of quietness and finding yourself again and again every day, through painting. It's something very important, and it's something that's very necessary, I feel. Oil painting is a very slow medium. It takes forever to dry. You never really control the paint. It's really like a game of communication between all the layers, and it's a lot of layers. In my paintings, usually maybe on the face would be up to 20 layers. So it's a long process. It doesn't take a day to do an oil painting. I mean, not for me. And you really need to understand it because it's organic and it grows and it changes. And it's it's a very difficult one. But at the same time, bouncy relationships are the most interesting. Otherwise, it is boring. It's I need to live with the painting for at least a couple of weeks to a month to understand what the title will be, Because I'm always in a dialogue with my paintings because I'm alone with them a lot. That's why with this mural it was a bit difficult because I wasn't even finished and I needed a title already. And I felt the same actually when I had to give a name to my kids, it was I don't know them yet at all. How should I give them a name? So it's the same with my paintings. I wait a bit. Yeah. In the beginning, it was a collaboration with a performance artist, and it was all about unconditional love, about this first love that we experience, so through the mother, and that we look for our whole life. And I did a whole body of work on this first encounter we have, which is the mother, usually, most of the time. And it's that first, these first arms that are carrying us, these first hands that are touching us, and how we look for it throughout our whole life, how this is what, through, love or friendship or whatever, but it's something that, and we can't live without it, human touch, so this whole exhibition is about that, basically. This is just about how we need each other, to survive. We're social beings. You can live without many things and without material comfort and without all of that, but I think it's very, very difficult to live without anyone surrounding you, In general, my practice is about humanity, I would say, but that's very wide, but how we connect to each other, how even when we come from a very different culture, we always manage to, if we want to connect. It's going towards something and going towards the others. And I feel especially in this society where we live, where it's becoming more and more individualistic, it's so important to have this gesture, to try and touch the other and not to be this motionless person. I feel it so much because I'm a mother and I have 2 kids, and I remember myself being on public transport when I was a kid and how people would connect with me, and it was amazing. And now my kids, no one is connecting with, everybody else is on their smartphone, and no one is connected. It's crazy, really. You really feel it. They go and smiling at people and no one is smiling back, It's wow. So I think in that world, it's so important that, that we still have this gesture, this connection to the other.